Temco hook.
Oh, I've used these, but
And the RS2.
Oh yeah, and that's big, and this is big. Yeah, because I tie them usually smaller than this. So let me go ahead and I'll show you how we tie these. And okay, so this is a size 30 that I tie. The same fly.
You got to spend $50.
Thank you.
I'm sure they're still working.
that's a good wide gap hook. Though.
Yeah, it's the same hook, but it's just miniaturized.
Wow.
Is that
Yeah.
a 22?
This is a size 30.
Oh my God.
Isn't that crazy?
If you go like this, it'll go up. It'll go up
So I told my wife.
It's gonna come out my ear.
Your sinus is pretty easy.
I told my wife last night.
Who's the 30-30 club? It's just Jude, isn't it?
Jude, yeah. My wife is on the 26 club. She caught it size 26 with the size 26 hook. I can't do that. I don't know what the hell I'm doing wrong. I can't do it. 24 is the biggest I could go.
Far too
She,
modest.
I think fish, it's just the way she plays them. She doesn't play them hard like I do. I play way too hard.
Horse them in.
I horse them in, and it's like, she's all like, and then she tells me, "You don't net my fish for me?" I'm like, okay, I guess. I can never fish next to her because I'm the
no
net
hook for
boy.
me.
I'm the net boy, So, okay, so what an RS2 consists of is some foam, 1 millimeter thick and then 1 millimeter wide. I cut it from a piece of foam using a roller cutter like this. So I cut it out and I make them as thin as possible. So 1 millimeter is what I make it. And then the next thing I use is microfibrils. And microfibrils essentially is just paintbrush, real thin, right? That's essentially what it is. So I put on my hook, I take a brown Camel 8/0, okay? Now the smaller you go, of course, you probably want to go into like a 14/0 or 18, 16/0, something a lot thinner, because it'll bulk up pretty quick, So, but I'm using 8/0 here. And what I do is I start with the thread base first, okay? So I'm gonna wrap all the way back until I get to right where the barb would normally be, okay? And I'm gonna rip that off, okay? And I'm gonna come forward. And then when I get to just about a couple wraps from the hook, I'm gonna go ahead and stop and counter spin it, because every time you take a wrap with your thread, it puts 1/2 turn twist into your thread.
You just taught me something. So you counter spun them.
Counterclockwise. Because every time you turn around the hook shank like that, you put a 1/2 twist into your thread. So by the end, it doesn't lay flat anymore onto your hook shank. It'll bulk up quicker.
I'm 73, and I've been tying a long time, and I feel pretty stupid.
No.
Wow.
It's just I've been tying a long time, but I'm so OCD. I notice, like, I'll look at my thread and I'll say, "Oh, that thread is like a rope. I don't want it. I want it to lay flat." So I learned things like that because I pay attention to too much detail, as you can tell. So it drives me mad.
Well, as you should, definitely. There's no fault in that.
So I'm going to go ahead and put a couple of these microfibrils on it. And microfibrils are just, like I said, essentially paint brushes, okay? And that one's upside down. So let me go ahead and do these. Like that. Now you can measure them all you want to, but what I do is I like them about 1/4 inch past the hook shank. I'm at the bend of the hook. So I'll go ahead and measure it there. And what I'm doing is I'm going to pull out my thread, pull it up, pinch it, the pinch technique, put it between my thumb, come around, it controls the thread, and lock it in, okay? I'm going to hold the microfibrils and wrap back, okay? Budding wraps. Keeping those microfibrils right on top of the hook shank, okay? And I'm going to wrap them all the way until I get to where I end at the body initially. I'm going to push them up like this, and they'll want to naturally display left and right a little bit. Sometimes you have to help them a little bit. Go ahead and you can kind of see they want to spread out a little bit. But let me go ahead and pull that one a little bit more that way. There we go. And now they're split. Now I want them to stay split. I don't want, because if I wrap forward, any kind of water touches them, they're going to lay down around me, right? So what I want to do is I'm going to take one wrap behind and then one wrap up going back between it and coming under the farthest one to you guys, back around, and then I'm going to come up around the one nearest to me, okay?
That's how I do my stonefly tails.
Exactly. That's exactly how you do it. So again, I'm going to kind of spin just a little bit. Now I'm going to wrap forward, okay? Now I'm going to stop a couple wraps shy of the hook eye. I'm going to come in and cut these tail tag ends off. And now I want to build up that body just a little bit, okay? Not too bulky, but just a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap back like that. And wrap forward. I'm going to do it one more time. Because I'm just building up the body. That's all I'm doing. Again, every time I go to the back, I give it a little twist. Come back. Now I'm going to stop shy of the hook eye again. I'm going to take my foam right here, one of these pieces of foam. And this is the trick. I'm going to hold it right at the tips of my fingers like that, okay? Just like that. I'm going to put it right behind the hook eye. Again, pull up my thread between my thumb and my forefinger. You can't see this, but I'm pulling around and I'm rolling and catching that foam right on top, okay? And as you can see, I caught
You got the very edge of it, yeah.
I caught just the very tip of that foam, as you can see right there. See how I caught that tip of that foam? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come around and smash that foam down, okay? Like this. Like that. One more time. So now I'm going to build up the head, and I want to build up my head using my whip finish tool, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here, 1, 2, 3, right at the back end of that head, okay? And I'm going to 3 wraps, and then I'm going to wrap 3 more wraps. And the reason why I do that is because I don't like using glue on my heads of my flies. So I put 2 sets of 3 wraps. And the reason why I do that is because if the first set of wraps fail on me when a fish takes the fly, then I still have the second set of wraps to hold it tight, okay? I'm not going to clip my thread, but I'm just going to come in like a razor blade and just nip it. I'm going to come over here and cut it maybe about 1 millimeter long, about like that.
Now you haven't covered your hook eye at all, have you? I
No.
mean, I can see it from here.
Yeah,
That's great, man.
see that?
That's a really, boy, I tell you what, you are a fly cutter.
Thank you. And here you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Let me get you a little box here. You want one too?
Oh, yeah, I'd love to.
Okay, let me tie one for you, but let me get you guys.
I need to say, he's amazing me. Oh my God. That's it. I have to quit my job and do this full time.
Oh no, you don't want to do it full time. You'll burn out so fast.